Max is a visual programming language for music and multimedia developed and maintained by San Francisco-based software company Cycling 74. During its 20-year history, it has been used by composers, performers, software designers, researchers, and artists to create recordings, performances, and installations. The Max program is modular. Most routines exist as shared libraries. An application programming interface allows third-party development of new routines. Thus, Max has a large user base of programmers unaffiliated with Cycling 74 who enhance the software with commercial and non-commercial extensions to the program. Because of its extensible design and graphical user interface, which represents the program structure and the user interface is presented to the user simultaneously, Max has been described as the lingua franca for developing interactive music performance software. History: Miller Puckett originally wrote Max at ISCAM in the mid-1980s, as the patcher editor for the Macintosh to provide composers with an authoring system for interactive computer music. It was first used by Philippe Maneri in 1988 to write a piano and computer piece named Pluton, which synchronized a computer to a piano and controlled a Seagate 4X for audio processing. In 1989, ISCAM developed and maintained a concurrent version of Max ported to the ISCAM signal processing workstation for the NeXT, and later Silicon Graphics and Linux, named Max Faster Than Sound, and being analogous to a forerunner to MSP enhanced by a hardware digital signal processor board on the computer. In 1989, ISCAM licensed it to Opcode Systems, which sold a commercial version in 1990 named Max. As the software was never a perfect fit for Opcode Systems, the firm ceased actively developing it in the mid-90s. The current commercial version of Max has since been distributed by Zuccarelli's company, Cycling 74, since 1999. Puckett released a fully redesigned free software computer program in 1996 named Pure Data, which, despite several fundamental differences from the ISCAM original, is superficially very similar and remains an open-source alternative to Max MSP. Max has several extensions and incarnations. Most notably, a set of audio extensions to the software appeared in 1997, derived partly from Puckett's subsequent work in Pure Data. Named Max Signal Processing, or for the initials of Miller S. Puckett, this add-on package for Max allowed manipulating digital audio signals in real time, allowing users to create their own synthesizers and effects processors or some other protocol. In 1998, a direct descendant of Max FTS was developed in Java and released as open source. In 1999, Newtokens Vanova released NATO 0+55, a suite of externals that added extensive real-time video control to Max. Though NATO became increasingly popular among multimedia artists, its development stopped in 2001. Canadian media artist David Rokeby developed SoftVNS, a third-party package for visual processing in Max, and released it in 2002. In the meantime, Cycling 74 developed their own set of video extensions. They released a major package for Max MSP named Jitter in 2003, which provides real-time video, 3D, and matrix processing ability. In addition, several Max-like programs share the same concept of visual programming in real time, such as Quartz Composer and VVVV, which both focus on real-time video synthesis and processing. Pure Data also remains widely used. A major update to Max Jitter, Max 5, was released in 2008. It included a revamped user interface and new objects. In November 2011, Cycling 74 released Max 6, a major overhaul with further improvements to the user interface and a new audio engine compatible with 64-bit operating systems. Gen, an add-on for patching and code compiling, was also released. In November 2014, Cycling 74 released Max 7, an update that featured an optimized interface, higher performance, and new tools for organizing files and tutorials. Language: Max is named after the late Max Matthews, and can be considered a descendant of music, though its graphical nature disguises that fact. As with most music-n languages, Max Jitter distinguishes between two levels of time, that of an event scheduler, and that of the DSP. The basic language of Max and its sibling programs is that of a data flow system. Max programs are made by arranging and connecting building blocks of objects within a patcher, or visual canvas. These objects act as self-contained programs, each of which may receive input, generate output, or both. Objects pass messages from their outlets to the inlets of connected objects. Max supports 6 basic atomic data types that can be transmitted as messages from object to object: int, float, list, symbol, bang, and signal. Several more complex data structures exist within the program for handling numeric arrays, hash tables, and XML information. An MSP data structure can hold digital audio information within program memory. In addition, the Jitter package adds a scalable, multi-dimensional data structure for handling large sets of numbers for storing video and other data sets. Max is typically learned through acquiring a vocabulary of objects and how they function within a patcher. For example, the metro object functions as a simple metronome, and the random object generates random integers. Most objects are non-graphical, consisting only of an object's name and several arguments attributes typed into an object box. Other objects are graphical, including sliders, number boxes, dials, table editors, pull-down menus, buttons, and other objects for running the program interactively. Max Jitter comes with about 600 of these objects as the standard package. Extensions to the program can be written by third-party developers as Max patchers, or as objects written in C, C++, Java, or JavaScript. The order of execution for messages traversing through the graph of objects is defined by the visual organization of the objects in the patcher itself. As a result of this organizing principle, Max is unusual in that the program logic and the interface as presented to the user are typically related, though newer versions of Max provide several technologies for more standard GUI design. Max documents can be bundled into standalone applications and distributed free or sold commercially. In addition, Max can be used to author audio plugin software for major audio production systems. With the increased integration of laptop computers into live music performance, Max MSP and Max Jitter have received attention as a development environment available to those serious about laptop music video performance. See also, Pure Data, Comparison of Audio Synthesis Environments, List of music software. References. External links, official website, Looper ready-to-use modular and experimental software built in Max Jitter, Lobjects, a set of external objects developed by Peter Elsey, RTC-lib software library for algorithmic composition in Max Jitter, list of powerful libraries, references and links of a bunch of libraries and externals, Max JavaScript reference, a complete JavaScript reference for Max Jitter, Clankerald software, tutorials and resources to learn Max Jitter. Perco Audio Cubes is an electronic musical instrument that allows you to create your own Max MSP patches using an OSC server and flexed external. 1. Legeti's Articulate was created fully with Max Jitter.